Welcome back to the channel, everybody. It's Semi-Original Guy, aka Mr. Cannon from AWBW, bringing you another live league game of the day. Today we are on Catatonia. What a map, folks. This is a triple base map, actually. Big triple base. We have a base right there. Cool. Triple base with a pre-owned airport and some comp towers. And instead of an HQ, we have a lab with a lander. So, this is a cool one, folks. We have Ren's AI and the Noir Eclipse Commander. Now, normally, I would not actually use Noir Eclipse because it's kind of difficult to see on the replay viewer. But, out of respect for the Noir Eclipse Commander, we are going to be using Noir Eclipse. And to the creator, because it is a very cool looking army. Just a little difficult to see, that's all. So, we have Andy and we have Kindle today. So Kindle did get a boost in the tier system. So technically she is tier 2 at the moment. So it's interesting to see her in this matchup. So maybe this was a tier 3 or tier 2 matchup, but Noir Eclipse picked Andy. But I can't really see that being the case. So I'm thinking that maybe Kindle was just tier 3 for this map. So anyways, so Andy. No day-to-day abilities on the old Andy. What he does have is Hyper Repair and Hyper Upgrade, which will heal his units by 2, and Hyper Upgrade, the Super Co-Power, will heal his units by 5, give him a +1 movement bonus, and a small firepower bonus to 120%. So, Andy, my favorite CO in Advance Wars. Old average Andy, you gotta love him, folks. He's probably the easiest CO to play for, like, newcomers to Advance Wars, because he can heal his mistakes away. So, if you're new to Advance Wars, I would suggest trying out Andy in some games. You might have a good time. Anyways, we also have Kindle. So, Kindle, the queen of tier 3. That's what she is. She gets a 40% firepower bonus when on urban terrain. This does not count towards the silo, unfortunately. That is just all other urban terrain. Now, she also has a Co-Power Urban Blight, which will do 3 damage to all opponents' units that are on urban terrain. And the High Society Co-Power will increase your firepower by 3% per property owned. And also further increase your firepower bonus on the urban terrain. So also, Urban Blight will increase that firepower bonus to 80%, and High Society will increase it to 130%. So if Kindle is using High Society, get the heck away from the cities. That is number one when you're fighting Kindle. Get away from those cities, folks. Lots of people, you know, you can counter Kindle with like some good arty placement and just sort of fighting away from the cities. So that's what you can do. But we're going to see how this one plays out today, folks. So without further ado, let's get into this one. So on the first few days, we have our standard infantry builds. Because you got to get the infantry on the field, folks. It is the #1 priority in Advance Wars by Web. So both players are going for some neutral properties at the moment, which are pretty close to their bases, so that is pretty standard stuff at the moment. So considering the layout of this map, it kind of looks like a base trade map to me. You know, this side should be able to effectively take out this side over here and vice versa. However, Noir Eclipse Commander, his true identity is unknown. Some people say it might be Poland. Some people say it might be Starflash. But, you know, we'll never know. We'll never know until the identity comes out. But he built an artillery right here. So that is a pretty cool build. It's almost like an Incugark build. But I don't think this is Incugark. But artillery is really good from this position. So artillery will be able to go here right away and be able to immediately lock this base down, which is going to be huge, absolutely huge. Now arty is a big brain play at the moment, so we'll see how the rest of this pans out here. So we're going to continue on. We are going to capture a few more properties, and we build a recon from the Ren's AI. So the recon has made it to the fray. It is on the field and it is ready to do recon things. So let's see what else happens here. So both players have now acquired their neutral base, although as I stated before, Ren's, his base is locked down at the moment, so that is very, very dangerous. Now, if he wants to have the same sort of effect, he's gonna have to build an artillery out of this property and get it over here right away before the units start pumping out over here. But decides to go tank instead and continues to capture some properties here. Is going to be acquiring the comm tower here, although Noir Eclipse Commander is also going to acquire the comm tower and takes that first arty strike. So that is a huge hit to Ren's right there, losing one of the fresh infantry. That is also going to be sapping funds every single turn. So essentially, that 8,000 that he's making every single turn is going to be basically null and void. It might as well just be counted as 7,000 at this point. But Ren's, he is a very, very clever player. You know, I would not count him out even with an early little attack like this, because the recon has moved in and has done recon things. He has taken a shot on that artillery. Now, this is a very, very cool position here, because Ren's also built an artillery of his own. So if this artillery decides to continue to fire, it's gonna, one, be destroyed by the recon. Tank could potentially come in and attack the recon, but then tank is gonna attack tank on a road, and Arty could potentially base lock itself and destroy the opposing artillery. So we are gonna see some pretty cool stuff here very, very soon. The other thing about this map is you definitely do not want to be moving that lander off of your your lab, because if you do get the lab captured, well, then you lose. Now, there is a neutral lab over here that you can capture to make it so it's a little bit more safe for you to move that lander, but do not move the lander until you have this lab captured. That is probably priority at least number 4. I'm gonna say it's priority number 4 on this map, folks. So, Kindle has moved over here. We are now bringing the tanks over to the center, instead of sort of locking this base in here, which is pretty interesting. So we'll see what happens with that. Aside from that, you know, Noir Eclipse Commander has only built infantry on the north. There's not really anything else that you can do with that at the moment, because he's actually made it so the majority of fighting happens down here. So all these infantry are going to be able to go over here and capture all these properties like uncontested. Absolutely uncontested. Just be able to move over there with their cute little hats and just capture away. But Ren's not really too far behind in the capture game. He's going to be able to acquire 2 properties and start 3 more captures actually this turn by the looks of it. Oh wait, 4. So he can start this one, this one, this one, and this one down in the corner. So once he acquires those, that's going to be all of his readily available captures. So after that, the infantry can start moving into position, start forming walls, and start planning the attack. So we are definitely going to be seeing some combat here very, very soon. Alright, so 3 tanks now from Noir Eclipse Commander over here, and the artillery has been brought back to get some heals. So very nice. Alright, so those are those caps that I was talking about there. They have begun. So this is interesting. I really hope that we're going to be planning on bringing maybe the recon, or definitely a tank right here, because this is a vulnerable location at the moment here. The artillery is definitely vulnerable. So we bring the recon down, which I think is a very good idea. So we form a very strong wall right here, and the artillery actually plays a secondary role here. First role is it can effectively block off all these units here. The second role is if Noir Eclipse Commander does not actually go in for an attack, it can start firing on this pipe seam, allowing for an immediate reinforcement from this base in order to attack this base. So if this pipe seam is bursted open, then we have a direct line to start pressuring this base super hard with double base over here. The other thing to note at the moment is it's day 9 and nobody has actually built any air units currently, so that is pretty neat. Noir Eclipse Commander has shifted the tempo of the map over here and has actually built a tank and artillery up north as well. So these guys are slowly moving in to this section over here, which is going to be pretty big as well. So we're going to see what Ren's decides to do in order to counter that. So all units are weighted, all units are moved, And at the end of the next 2 days here, every single property is going to be captured on the map. So there will be no properties left to grab aside from the old opponent's properties. You know, that's it. That's it. That's all that we're going to be able to do. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That is not going to be happening. So, not that I would advise going for this attack, but there could have potentially been like a 2-shot right here. Could have hit 2 guys right here, but not really super advisable considering that we built a tank right here, so we'd be able to loop around and do a double shot, and this guy would just be able to go back and get some heals. So you could even be super crazy, and if you did go in for this attack, you could potentially actually move that lander now at that point and loop around with this tank and get the firepower bonus from the lab and counter that way as well, because this guy should be at about 5 if he did go in for this attack, right? So 5, maybe 8, 5, 7 potentially also. If you looped around and did that, 5 HP Kindle tank on a urban terrain would be massive. You would definitely win that trade in the long run. I don't actually see Noir Eclipse Commander going in for that attack though. It's definitely not what I would consider an option, but does build a rocket, which is hecka dangerous. Hecka dangerous. You never see rockets. But a rocket out of this position is actually insanely powerful. So this rocket right here doesn't even need to go close to the front line. Can sit on this property right here, right, and be able to shoot. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, right there. However, that would be urban terrain, so eventually the urban blight would happen, right? To be a safer, you could potentially sit on the silo right here and continue firing as well, which would actually probably be a little bit more beneficial because you would have a little bit more range, right? So you would be able to fire here and fire on these tiles over here. So the walling right there would not be happening at all. Did we fire on the pipe seam? Yeah, we did. Okay, so Renz is firing on the pipe seam, so that is absolutely wonderful. But the Noir Eclipse Commander is coming in hot up north here with 2 tanks and an artillery and a mech build right here with the little money bag. So we are going to be seeing a lot of pressure on this base up here. Okay. So once again, another attack has happened on the pipe seam. So things are... Oh no, what are we doing? Are we going to bring the tank over? Oh, that's spooky. That's super spooky right there. That's some spooky stuff. Alright, so we have invited a gambit. We have invited a gambit right here. So Renz has 4 tanks in the artillery down south and a mech, right? So potentially Noir Eclipse Commander could move in with his tank and strike the artillery. However, that would result in losing the tank and overextension and overall be in a very bad position over here if he goes in and does that and the counterattack happens. Now, potentially, Noir Eclipse Commander could do something crazy and classy and build like a medium tank over here, which would completely leave these units null and void because the medium tank would be able to just completely decimate those guys, especially if you did go in for the attack. Plus, medium tank's reinforcement is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You'd be able to immediately reinforce this area right here. Now, mind you, if Renz did go in for a counterattack, there would be a clear on the tank and you would be able to cover the unit. So maybe not necessarily the best move, right? But he has opened up the gambit, so we are going to see what Noir Eclipse Commander decides to do in response to this attack. So I think this is a kind of a nice move. You know, this is sort of a brilliant move. But Noir Eclipse Commander probably just going to be sitting over here, sit in the corner, and just wait for the attack. Definitely build another unit here. He has shifted some of the forces over here. He could potentially bring these forces back as well. It's very easy to do so. Alright, so, oh my god, yes! Yes! Noir Eclipse Commander, you classy lad. Classy lad. Busting out the classy medium tank. There we go, folks. There we go. What a guy. What a classy fella. Day 11. Classy medium tank right there. I didn't even actually expect him to build the medium tank, but it's just such a good build at the moment because these guys, you know, the medium tank is just going to be able to decimate those guys. This is going to force Rens to actually build like a medium tank or maybe even like double artillery or something down south in order to counter this medium tank, which is going to take so much pressure away from defense up here. Noir Eclipse Commander, such a commanding force up here, might be able to just go in and just start brawling it out. Potentially could win. Potentially could win the brawl. I don't know if he will win the brawl, but there's a lot of units here. You have 5 plus 2 plus Artie plus probably Copter coming in afterwards. 3-day reinforcement for these guys over here too. But in the meantime, you have 5 infantry up here ready to go, plus 2 or plus 3 that are 2-day reinforcement, plus 2 that are 3-day reinforcement. And these guys could even shift over here, adding even more threat. So it's gonna be iffy. It's gonna be iffy. Let's see what happens. Builds the rocket. Interesting. Okay, so we built a rocket over on the weak side over here, which I think might be okay, but not 100% sure yet because for Kindle, there's no real good terrain for this rocket to go in. So it's just going to be a base rocket. It might be able to go back and sort of be defended over here, but it won't be able to go here because there's too much threat of attacks over here in order for the rocket to be super effective. But we'll see. I could probably see the rocket going over here onto the comm tower, and then Ren's maybe bringing up his forces a little bit to sort of just wall it off there. But if he brings up the forces anymore, he's going to open himself up to double attacks unless he brings something to cover like the extra tile here. So we'll see. See what happens. Day 12, Noir Eclipse Commander with the classy medium tank moves in and just one-shots an infantry. Pure class, pure destruction. Beautiful move. Does not go in for the attack up north. Nope, doesn't go in for it. Feels that it's not quite worth it. If he does go in for the attack, the battlecopter is going to be uncontested for at least a turn. So, yeah, I could see that possibly being a losing battle. But, builds up the units and just lies in wait. Because if Andy does get the co-power, or the super co-power, it's going to put him in a very good position in order to attack. Alright, so shifts the units around. We now have a tank here, 3 tanks over here, rocket, Artie, classy boy. Alright, things are looking pretty good. Now, he did also build a anti-air up north, which I think is a pretty good build. You know, you have to counter the battlecopter somehow. You could build a battlecopter of your own, but it's going to take 1, 2, 3, maybe like 4 days, 5 days to actually get over there into position. Oh, brings the battlecopter up and is taking an attack on an infantry. So, we had to base skip in order to do that, which I'm not feeling super hot about. I'm not feeling the base skip necessarily with this many units over here. I think, oh, I don't know. We're gonna see how it goes though. So base skips aren't necessarily bad because you do, I mean, he base skipped to eliminate a unit instead of just attacking. So there is actually a little bit of a difference. So if you do base skip to fully eliminate a unit, then that's pretty okay. Pretty okay. Or base block yourself, I guess, right? Not base skip, but I don't know. We're gonna have to see. We're gonna have to see how it goes. Builds the stinkiest of units over here, though. Plops out with the stinky golf ball neo tank down south to counter this beautiful, classy medium tank. So we're gonna see who wins, class or stink. Now, unfortunately, stink can be very overwhelming. So we're gonna see what happens here. And oh my god. Oh my god, what a move. So, Noir Eclipse Commander takes advantage of the fact that Renz has been attacking the pipe seam and goes to attack the pipe seam himself. And then moves a tank onto the base. Now, this is extra dangerous for Renz because this tank, this Neo tank, cannot reach this property. The mech cannot reach the property. We have left that completely vulnerable, unfortunately. And that was the base that we chose the base skip from. Was it not? Yes, it was. Ooh. Ooh, the gambit. Building the stinky Neo tank here allowed for this attack. See, this is why you cannot put your trust in a stinky Neo tank, folks. Stay classy out there, folks. That is the way to be. Alright, but does a beautiful block here and actually brings quite a few units over here to sort of invest in taking this base. So now we have an infantry in position to actually grab that base. We have a medium tank, a nice position over here, blocking off. Now, there is an attack. There is an attack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's none. Oh, wait, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So Neo tank can hit the medium tank, which is going to be absolutely sad. Absolutely tragic. But Rocket should be able to counter the Neo, and then if we build something else, it might be pretty good. But we decided to build another classy boy up north, which I'm feeling very good about because it is a classy boy from the north. And I am also from the north, and I consider myself to be a little bit of a classy boy. Alright, folks. Now, Ren's not bad position, aside from this over here. Now, I would not probably advise on attacking a medium tank on a city as Andy because it's just going to give him a lot of charge and it's just going to heal up. If you can like completely take out the medium tank, then yeah, I could probably see going for the attack, but doesn't really do too much at this moment. But however, this rocket on this property here would be able to do tons of damage. Now, unfortunately, the medium tank is going to get away, so Renz won't be able to capitalize on that attack as much as he would hope, but does block the city for a little while. Does not go in with the Neo tank to take an attack on the classy boy, though. So our classy boy is safe for one more turn here, at least. Day 13 has concluded. Day 14 is beginning here, once again with Noir, Eclipse Commander. The medium tank has been healed. Medium tank has been healed. Now, we should have probably started the turn with close to like 23,000. Unfortunately, we're starting the turn with 19,600 due to the heals, but that's perfectly fine. If it's heals for your classy medium tank, then those are heals well used. Those are funds well used for sure. Alright, so decides to bring the tank back. I think we are going to be probably blocking the base with the classy boy. Now, this is an interesting thing too. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Neo tank is still not in a position where it can attack from this tile though. So that's very unfortunate. Very unfortunate indeed. Yep, can't attack. He can attack from this tile. But we can easily bring a tank down here, bring infantry down here, bring this guy over here, and once again just completely cover that area. Yeah, but tank isn't even really necessary. But what is necessary is busting out another classy medium tank. And I will say, the Noir Eclipse has very nice medium tanks. Like, those are beautiful medium tanks. I love the little red underneath, folks. Congratulations, you know, Red Halo did a really good job at animating those medium tanks. So Renz decides to go in for an attack, and he is using his units to get the Urban Blight. Okay, that's what we're going for, folks. We're going for the Urban Blight. Alright, so we do damage. We do some damage here, so it's not too bad. Not too bad at all, but we have to bring a lot of tanks forward in order to do that. But Neo tank moves up and just snipes out that rocket, and we get a big attack on the artillery, so that is not too bad of an attack at all. Things are looking pretty good for Renz now. You know, he's probably going to be able to acquire that base back. And builds the classy medium tank. See, there we go. There we go, Renz. Classy medium tanks, that's what it's all about. Goes in for the attack, takes a massive counterattack, but then uses hyper upgrade in order to heal himself back up. So beautiful heal, tons and tons of value from that, folks. So we were sitting at 152, and oh god, that's too far. So 152 all the way down to, oh wait, no. Oh yeah, we were sitting, oh my god. Like, we were at 154. Yeah, Renz did about 50,000 damage that turn. Alright, so we go from 104 all the way up to 128,000 on the dot. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. It's a work of art, folks. Alright, so Neo Tank has been hit. Medium Tank is taking out a tank. Other Medium Tank coming in, hitting the Neo. Oh, are we going to destroy the Neo? The Neo is gone! Beautiful, beautiful clear on that Neo Tank. Ah, the teamwork from these guys over here, folks. That was beautiful. And yeah, a Neo Tank is gone. The pipe seam is busted, and the Medium Tank is loose. Now, decides to allow Rens to have the base back, because taking out a stinky Neo Tank is far more important than blocking a base. Hands down. Hands down, #1 priority in Advanced Wars by Web is take out stinky Neo Tanks, because you gotta get them out of here. Unfortunately, these tanks do actually do a nice combo attack with the rocket, managing to take out one of the classy boys over here. Rens has decided to join the classy club and is busting out with his own classy boys, sitting on heavy terrain over here. So, it's pretty good. It's pretty good indeed. Now, boom. Pipe seam is broken. Wait. No, pipe seam was already broken. The infantry is broken. There we go. The infantry is broke, folks. It's gone. Alright, double mechs over here from Rens. And its position is looking... There's definitely a lot of damage that can be done here. Now, I do believe it is Noir Eclipse Commander's turn. So he goes in. Yeah, there's definitely some clears here. Yeah, there's some clears. There's clears. We are at the rocket, folks. We are at the rocket. There's nothing blocking the rocket. Unfortunately, we don't have anything to hit the rocket with. But we did clear a path to the rocket. The classy boy led the charge over here, folks. It was very, very nice. It was a beautiful attack. It's very little counter attack that can actually happen over here from Rens now. Builds another classy boy. That is what you like to see. When you're faced with a battlecopter, folks, most people would probably say, hey, we need an anti-air. But no. No. You know what you need? Classy medium tanks. That's what we need, folks. Most important thing. You show no fear in the face of a battlecopter. You just build more classy medium tanks. But Rens does the Urban Blight, doing 3 damage to the classy boy as well as various other units around the field here, and goes in for more attacks. Ooh, an 80% attack over here and a 20% attack on the medium tank. And we block in the medium tank, which is very vulnerable. Very vulnerable to attack at the moment. Noir Eclipse Commander not really quite close to the hyper upgrade at the moment either. So, what are his options? He's not able to loop around with this unit either. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, if we get the hyper upgrade, we can untrap the classic medium tank. It can happen. But, will it happen? That is the question. With 24,000 battle damage that needs to be accumulated, I'm not sure if it's going to be possible. It could be possible. A little bit less now. No, still about 24. 25, actually. Never mind. Miscounted. 25,000 battle damage needs to be accumulated here. Alrighty, folks. We are in a pickle. We are in a pickle, Mr. Noir Eclipse Commander. What are we going to do? We are going to attack with the classy boy. Now we only have 1 bar to fill up, folks. 1 bar. Can we fill up 1 bar? Ooh, we're going to base lock our classy medium tank. And we are going to go for some extra attacks here. Doesn't attack the rocket, attacks the artillery instead. Not too bad of an attack, to be completely honest. Rocket cannot actually attack our classy medium tank or any of these units. However, the artillery would be able to. So I think all in all, that was probably an okay attack. But busts out with the hyper upgrade, healing all units by 5, and manages to flip 3 properties and starts a cap on another one, bringing Noir Eclipse Commander all the way up to 22,000 funds per turn. And it does clear a way to get to the rocket, doing a big old smacking attack on that boy. That rocket is not feeling too hot about itself at the moment. Day 17 rolls in. Renz manages to flip one of the properties back. Now it's 17 to 21. Builds the battlecopter, sends the infantry over here to sort of ward off the attack from these gangsters. Now, is it going to be enough? Oh, we clear the classy medium tank and we start a cap on the base. This could be absolutely huge. This could be what we need as Renz to stay in the game at the moment. Ooh, does a few more attacks over here. Now, will Noir Eclipse Commander actually be able to take this base? That is the real question here. And will he be able to counter this? Ooh, I don't know. I do not think it is possible to get this base back. Nope. No, I don't think it is. All right, day 18, folks. Day 18, and the base is going to be flipped. And we start caps on more properties here. Does not look like we're able to actually fully lock the medium tank in. So it is just going to be able to go back a square and then probably just build another classy medium tank. Or some other various form of big unit. Just hopefully not the stinky Neo tank, because we don't need any more of these on the channel, that's for sure. Alright, so Renz, ooh, and has Urban Blight. He's got the Urban Blight, so the comm tower capture and the base capture are not going to be going through. Unless he holds the Urban Blight. Now, it is possible he might hold the Urban Blight. This is a question. Is he going to hold the Urban Blight? He's going to hold the Urban Blight. Oh boy. Oh boy. Doesn't even waste. Okay. Doesn't even waste money on buying something from this base. Because whatever he buys, unless it's like a mega tank, it's going down. Unfortunately. Because you have artillery, you have classy boy, and you have tank. That might be enough to clear something, but maybe not. Maybe not. You never know, folks. You never know. But temporarily, Noir Eclipse Commander has acquired 2 comm towers, so at least for one turn, he's going to have 120% firepower on all those units, folks. Brings his units back to sit on properties, which is not, like, super good. It's just going to lose him a whole bunch of money this turn, because I can definitely see maybe not. Maybe he's not going to pop the Urban Blight again. Very interesting indeed. Very interesting indeed. Okay. No Urban Blight this turn, folks. Unless he pops it at the end. Nope. Maybe he's saving up for the high society, folks. That is definitely a possibility. Now, #1 priority in Advanced Wars by Web is capping properties. So Renz is in a situation now where he's going to have to start capping these properties back, because being 17 to 21 is not really necessarily a nice place to be, folks. It's not a nice place to be. You want to be ahead in properties. That is how you win live league games. So he's going to have to make something happen here pretty soon in order to stay in the game. Now, acquiring the base over here was a absolutely gorgeous play. Congratulations to Renz for that one. What a buy. What a good little snag over here. But losing this base is very unfortunate. So this has made it sort of a top versus bottom matchup at the moment. So, as predicted, base trade map. That's what it's all about, folks. It's about trading bases. Alright. So the air units are being pumped out in mass at the moment. And now we get the Urban Blight. Now we get the Urban Blight. Interesting. Are we stopping a cap anywhere? I guess this guy's... Yeah, okay. Okay. Okay, let's see what's happening. Let's see what's happening over here. All right, so we pop Urban Blight, stop a cap. And yeah, okay, that's nice. That's a good move. Not gonna lie, pretty good. I like it. I like the thought. I like the thought process here. So we stop this. So unless he actually gets hyper upgrade, he's not gonna be able to capture this property. Because this guy was sitting at 5. Doesn't really have any effective way to hit either of these guys here either. Now, I could bring Battlecopter over to stop one cap, but this cap is definitely going through. I don't really see any plausible way for him to actually hit that guy. Maybe unless we get, like, the super, but... yeah, I guess it would... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... yeah, the only way that we can stop both of the caps is if we get super. That's it. That's the only option. Alright, so join caps on the property. Stops one cap in the middle. And yeah, we are not going to be able to acquire the super this turn by the looks of it here. So we are going to have to let one of the properties go. But that still leaves Noir Eclipse Commander in a very good spot. Now, I think this guy's weighted, so he can't actually attack. Busts out another tank and just keeps the anti-airs in the background here, so that's a pretty smart move. Yeah, the attacks are looking very, very brutal over here and very brutal over here. So Rens, once again, day 21, moves the medium tank forward, moves the other medium tank forward to attack infantry, but that is allowing at least one of those medium tanks to be hit by the opposing Noir Eclipse medium tank. So we are going to see some classy action here pretty soon. However, Rens does have a medium tank over here, so tactically he is ahead in the medium tank plays at the moment. So he does get +1 points for class at the moment. So I'm going to say that even though Rens is behind the properties at the moment, you know, he's definitely ahead in class at the moment. But he did build the stinking Neo tank, so that's -1 class. So there you go. Alright. The super has been popped by Noir Eclipse Commander. What options do we have, though? We are going to be able to take out a Battlecopter. So we smoke one Battlecopter. We smoke another Battlecopter. We lock the airport. Now this could be absolutely devastating. Now, check out this attack over here, too. So, artillery snipes a medium tank. Other medium tank snipes a medium tank. Mech snipes a medium tank. Other mech snipes a medium tank. Tank snipes a medium tank. And other tank snipes a medium tank. Taking out 2 classy boys in 1 turn! Oh, God. That's unfortunate for Rens. I am so sorry that we had to witness such devastation to our favorite unit. No, Noir Eclipse Commander, you were doing so good. You were doing so good, and then you bust out with this stench over here. Ugh. Absolutely disgusting. Rens, just, yeah, do that. Do that. There we go. +1 class over here, folks. All right, so that was one of the attacks of all time, folks. That was an attack of all time. Ooh, Rens is in a pickle, being behind in unit count, being super low on time as well. Both players have been playing on increment for quite some time here. Goes up and attacks one of the classy boys, brings the infantry forward, and it's forced to join the Stench crew. This game was such a classy game until the Stench came out. Unfortunately, loses the roll against the classy boy over here. Does not manage to take it out. Very unfortunate. That extra defense on Super Co-Power is just wild, folks. Absolutely wild. Day 23, Noir Eclipse Commander. Rens has even the game. He has even the game. Once again, this is a 19-19 battle. But Noir is threatening a cap on 2 properties right now. Will be able to join cap down south as well, but it will still take 2 days to acquire the airport. Rens is going to have to make a mad dash over here if he wants to stay in the air game. Now, I don't know if stealths are allowed on this map, but for maps that only have 2 airports, and stealths are allowed, those are not my favorite maps. Those are not my favorite maps at all. Perhaps they might be favorite maps to certain folk out there with multiple personalities, but for this old, humble, semi-original guy, not my favorite thing. Alright, folks. Ooh, nice little attack over here, threatening a flip on another property. This is sitting at 4. It will require 2 units in order to stop that cap at the moment. It would be wonderful if Rens could get some units up here in order to acquire the airport, but with 2 tanks and battlecopter reinforcement, it is going to be highly difficult for him to get units up here while contending with this force over here. This is going to get pretty wild here pretty quick. Builds another classy boy, attempting to make up for the sins that have occurred here today. Does base skip in order to get the classy medium tank, so even better. Even better, folks. Oh, and we have a flip on a property, and we are going to be acquiring another property over here from Noir Eclipse Commander, and we double hit the infantry, stopping the cap in the center. And we lose another mech and a battlecopter in the process, and almost lose an artillery, but do lose a classy medium tank to the stench. The stench was just too unbearable, and our poor classy boy had to go home. He will not be able to continue the fight, unfortunately, and the artilleries are rolling out. Now, there is absolutely no way that we can stop this cap from Rens unless we pop the Urban Blight, which we are definitely gonna be popping. Gotta pop that Urban Blight at the moment. We cannot afford to lose another property. This is only sitting at 1, so this is gonna be a double airport game from Noir Eclipse Commander here very, very soon. Doesn't go in for the Neo attack, decides to sit on the city, sitting pretty on a city with this little stinky Neo tank with his little legs and his stupid nose. Alright, folks. So, Neo tank, that would be a horrendous trade for that Neo tank to go up and take. Now, Noir, or Rens is definitely putting up a good fight up here, trying to take this area back. He's been putting up such a fight that his rocket has run out of ammo and has perished, unfortunately. Alright, but that rocket got value. With a capital vowel, folks. Absolute value from that guy. This is wonderful. Hats off to you, Mr. Rocket. You served your army well. Alright, more medium tanks over here. Once again, trying to atone for the sins that have occurred. And the anti-air busts open this battlecopter over here. We are going to be busting open another battlecopter right here, allowing this tank to move up onto this silo, busting this tank up. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 anti-air is going to be in position to lock the airport. The airport is now locked. That will allow Rens to maybe slowly be able to push this infantry up there and potentially take that airport, which will turn this into a 2 airport game once again. But it is day 26, folks. Live league games only go on for 30 days. Day 31, the game is over. So the most important thing at the moment is flipping properties and popping hyper upgrades. That is what you have to do at the moment, and Noir Eclipse Commander knows that, and he goes in for a double flip over here, which is just gonna be a security blanket in the long run, because I do not believe that Rens has any ability to flip or to interrupt those properties like at all. But he does pop the Urban Blight, proving me wrong once again, stops the cap for a short period of time here. Now, will it be enough? Will it be enough for Rens to go up and capture some properties here? Now, in order for him to stay in the game, he will have to capture 17, 18, 19. We need to capture 3 properties. If we can capture 3 properties in 3 days, then it is definitely possible. But is it possible? That's the question. That's the question, folks. Not sure. Considering it is Noir Eclipse's turn at the moment, and they have just taken control of the center of the map and built the classy boy of the sky. He's built the classy boy of the sky, folks. Yeah, with that move right now, I do not think that Rens, unfortunately, has any potential to come back from here. Now, we can flip 2 properties, but that will not be enough. It won't be enough to level the playing field, unfortunately, unless... It won't. It won't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Rens. I'm sorry you fought so hard. You fought so hard, my friend. Oh my god. What a match, folks. Day 28. Rens continues. He continues the fight. Day 29. In the face of all this power, he continues on. Beautiful. And then Noir just builds another bomber up north. Another classy boy of the sky, folks. Day 29. And Rens has resigned after one of the most epic battles we have witnessed on Live League Game of the Day. What a match, folks. Congratulations to Noir Eclipse Commander, and congratulations to Rens AI. That was a show indeed, folks. That was a show indeed. I don't even know where the tipping point was, but the Noir Eclipse Commander just left very, very little room for Rens to breathe. And he just played it wonderfully. But Rens also played it wonderfully. He did everything that he could to stay in the game. Unfortunately, Andy is just the GOAT. And that is all, folks. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this one today. I definitely had a lot of fun watching that one. If you did like it, please consider leaving a like, a comment, or subscribe. I'll see you all in the next one, so take care of yourselves, and bye-bye for now.